Hello everyone, welcome to RAO'S Academy for competitive examination. Today in this session we are going to discuss about the approach that one should follow for biotechnology. Biotechnology is one of the important technologies that has been focus of UPSC, because if you go through previous year questions you will find that a number of questions have been asked in both prelims as well as mains examination. So this technology, in order to approach this particular chapter, what kind of things we are supposed to study, which topics we are supposed to study, that we are going to discuss in this particular session. So in biotechnology, firstly, you should be aware of the basics related to biology, basics related to biology. Because if you are aware of these things, then it becomes easier for you to understand this particular technology, biotechnology. So under basics, cells, cell organelles, then DNA, RNA, different types of RNA, that is mRNA. What is the function of mRNA, rRNA, tRNA? These things you should be aware of, right? Then after this, chromosomes, then chromosomal aberrations, So all these things should be known to you, right? Similarly, you can even try to understand what exactly do we mean by cloning. Cloning both means cloning related to genes, cells, and even human cloning, animal cloning. These kind of concepts you should be aware of, right? So that we can say is a part of basics. Right now, once you are done with these, once you are aware of what exactly you mean by DNA, RNA, once you are aware of this, then it becomes easier for you to understand this particular technology. Now, in this technology, once you are done with this, you are supposed to know about the introductory part of this biotechnology. What exactly do we mean by biotechnology, meaning of this technology, right? So what exactly is biotechnology? Whatever understanding we have developed related to life or living organisms, when we put to use that understanding for the development of various products which are useful for human beings, that is what is called as biotechnology. Right? So in biotechnology, what we do, we use various living organisms, various living processes in order to develop such products which are useful for human beings. For example, simply put, milk is converted into curd with the help of bacteria, lactobacillus bacteria. So this use of bacteria to get a new product in the form of curd is also example of biotechnology. Right, but that is, you can say, day-to-day example of biotechnology. Today, in its most advanced form, we have, let's say, vaccines, which are developed with a technology called as recombinant DNA technology, or it is developed with the help of genetic engineering. Now, that can be considered as the most advanced form of biotechnology, right? So, that is first part, meaning or the concept of biotechnology. Then there are a number of types of biotechnology based on their color code, right? Based on the application of biotechnology in different sectors, biotechnology has been classified in number of types based on colors. For example, green biotechnology. What is green biotechnology? It is use of biotechnology in agriculture sector. Then red biotechnology, use of biotechnology in medical or pharmaceutical sector. That way there are a number of types. You should be aware of those types as well, right? Then after this, it is important to know about genetic engineering. This genetic engineering is a kind of manipulation of genes. We can manipulate genes, and on the basis of that manipulation, we are able to come up with new animals, new versions of animals. And those animals or those crops are called as transgenic animals, transgenic crops. Right? So genetic engineering, what exactly is genetic engineering and how it works? You should be aware of this as well. Right? This genetic engineering is carried out with a technology called as recombinant DNA technology. That is rDNA technology. rDNA technology, right? So that is the most important part of this particular chapter, genetic engineering and rDNA technology. Okay? Then, in order to carry out gene editing or genetic engineering, there are certain tools that are used. And the most important tool as of now is CRISPR-Cas9, right? So if there is any related development to CRISPR-Cas9, or if there are other tools that are being developed for genetic engineering, then those tools become important from the exam's perspective, because UPSC has asked 2 questions till now on CRISPR-Cas9, right? So that way you can consider these things important from the exam's perspective. Right? So that is about genetic engineering. Now, once you are aware of genetic engineering, next important concept is stem cells. Stem cells therapy. Right? So stem cells are, you can consider as the basic building blocks of our body. When we use them for regenerative response of various cells, tissues and organs, it is called as stem cells therapy. So simply put, stem cells therapy means regenerative. It is a regenerative medicine. Stem cells are regenerative medicine. Fine. So that is, you should be aware of, because question has been asked on this in 2017's mains examination. Fine. Next now. After stem cells therapy, it is important to know about the applications of biotechnology in different sectors, starting with applications in medical sector. So what are the applications of biotechnology in medical sector? In medical sector, biotechnology is used for gene therapy. Then it is also used for the production of vaccines, new drugs. It is also used for the production of insulins, or instead of saying insulin, for hormones. It is used for hormones, for the production of hormones, right? Then for molecular diagnosis as well. Biotechnology can be used. Then it is also used in a relatively new field called as pharmacogenomics. Right? So these are some of the applications in medical sector, and this is the most important application that you should be aware of. Many questions have been asked by UPSC on vaccines. Many questions have been asked by UPSC on applications of biotechnology in medical sector, right? So once that is done, next important sector where biotechnology is used in is agriculture. In agriculture sector also there are applications like in agriculture sector, the most important application is in the form of genetically modified crops, GM crops. Then biotechnology is also used for biofertilizers. It is also used for transgenic animals, for the development or production of transgenic animals. And then it is also used for gene silencing. gene silencing. Right, so these are some of the important topics that you should study about for applications in agriculture sector. Right, next now. Next application is in environmental protection. Third application is in environmental protection. So in environmental protection also we can use biotechnology. Next is in the production of energy. And this question was asked by UPSC in 2023's mains examination. Use of microorganisms for the production of fuel in the context of today's scenario, in the context of current scenario. That means in the context of climate change, right? Then next application is DNA fingerprinting. Fine, so these are some of the important applications of biotechnology. Then apart from that, concerns related to biotechnology. What are the concerns related to biotechnology? Are there any harmful impacts of biotechnology? Are there any harmful impacts of genetically modified crops? Why we are not introducing them in large scale? So all those aspects you should be aware of in this particular chapter, right? Because once you are aware of all these different aspects and the conceptual clarity, if it is there, you'll be able to write any answer. You'll be able to solve any question in the prelims examination, right? So all these are important topics. And last one related to important topic related to biotechnology is current affairs, because this is the aspect that you need to focus on as well, because especially in prelims examination, this would be the focus of UPSC. Fine. So these are some of the important topics that you should be aware of, and that is how you will be able to solve a number of questions asked by UPSC on biotechnology chapter in both prelims as well as mains examination. So I hope you have got some clarity how you are supposed to approach this particular chapter of biotechnology. Thank you.